We're getting ready to cut the ribbon on our brand new Library Media Center, and I can't tell you how proud we all are. Our students, our staff, students, alumni are proud of all the changes that have occurred here as a result of our great capital improvement project in West Seneca. It is a great day, and at this time I'd like to introduce Mr. James Brotz, our Superintendent of Schools.
Good morning, everyone, and again, thank you so much for being with us this morning for this celebration. I have the part of the program where I get to perhaps introduce a few special guests here and maybe even give people the opportunity to say a few words about their experiences here in the school district or their experiences while they attended perhaps Winchester School. So I want to start off this morning and with the introductions by asking you, Neeson, to come on up here. And we're going to ask you to say a few words in just a few moments. But first, I want everybody to know that Mr. Yu Neeson was the first student to attend, the very first student to attend Winchester Elementary School. In 1939, and it's very interesting, the Monday following Thanksgiving, sort of interesting, tomorrow Thanksgiving, the Monday following Thanksgiving, this man, Yu Neeson, carried the American flag from the Aurora Street School right down the road and led the march down here to Winchester Elementary School. Once again, I give you the first student to attend Winchester Elementary School. I'd like to take a moment just before we give Mr. Neeson the floor here and introduce our school board president, Mr. James Estalis, to my right. And Mr. Estalis, could you come up here? And also, right next to Mr. Estalis, Mr. Lazzara. Mr. Lazzara, if you'd step up here. And Mrs. Jan Dalbo, also come up here. Mrs. Dalbo, come on right up. I happen to know, by the way, that 4 of Mrs. Dalbo's children attended Winchester Elementary School. 3 of Mr. Estalis' children attended Winchester Elementary School. And Mr. Lazzara, help me out here. Relatives, kids?
2 of my children, foster children, and 4 nieces and nephews.
Wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen in the Winchester community, be assured you are well represented on the Board of Education in this Now again, there are a couple people that are very special in my life that are here that I just would like to mention and introduce, and maybe we're going to have to ask our cameraman to slide off to the side for a moment, but right here, over here is Dorothy Lachey. Dorothy, step forward a little bit here. Step forward. Dorothy, you were in the 2nd class at Winchester?
Yes, I graduated in 41 from here.
1941, boys and girls, Mrs. Lachey.
I followed you over here.
Yeah.
I was going to the Aurora Street School also.
Wonderful. Now, we'll tell them a little secret. When I was in Cub Scouts just a few years ago, Dorothy was the Cub Scout leader here at Winchester when I was in Cub Scouts in this Cub Pack. Thanks, Dorothy. Thanks for being here today. Before we turn the program back to Mr. Graham and to Mr. Neeson, is there anybody else that the board members would like to introduce, or anybody else that someone here thinks we ought to recognize as part of their time and so forth? Go ahead, Ms.
Former
Stubbs.
librarian here,
Go ahead.
Mrs. Petrie.
Phyllis Petrie, our librarian.
Can't wait to see the new library.
Phyllis, give us a little background. How many years were you here?
About 6.
About
yeah.
6 years.
Yeah, I hated to leave. It's a wonderful building.
Well, as we celebrate literacy and the opening of our new library, isn't it appropriate to see Phyllis Petrie here looking to participate in this ceremony? So thank you very much for being here today.
Hi, I'm Pat McDonald, formerly Pat Lexington. I came here from 1st grade to 7th grade, and then the centralization went in, and I spent 8th and 9th out in Gardenville School, and then 10th and 11th in Bellwood School, Leo Bellwood, and my class was the first class to graduate from the new West Seneca Senior High School.
Great. Mr. Lazzara was really the inspiration of hosting this program today and planted the seed for us, and I'd like to give him the opportunity to share a few of his thoughts, and I don't want to steal any of those thoughts, so Mr. Lazzara, go ahead.
I just thought at really a toughest time in our county that West Seneca's commitment to literacy is so great, opening libraries. I'm so proud to be part of the district that's opening libraries when other people are closing them. And literacy is never going to be a non-issue in our culture, and we have to promote it and promote it and promote it. So I'm just excited that Winchester has a new library. I always thought that it needed a new library when my children went to school here. So I'm happy that it has windows and space, and I know that all the kids are gonna enjoy it. Thank you, Mr. Brotz.
Well, what I think is most appropriate at this point is that we turn the program to Mr. Graham and Mr. Neeson right away, but I want Mr. Graham to perhaps say a few words about Mr. Neeson and give him the opportunity. This principal of this building, Mr. Graham, I want Mrs. Lachey and everybody here to know, Mr. Neeson already knows, that this principal is one that will certainly promote literacy in the Winchester community and in the school district. So let's hear it from Mr. Graham, please.
I had the most sincerest pleasure of meeting Mr. Neeson last year. He came and looked me up, knocked on my door, came in, shared with me the most wonderful stories of the opening of Winchester in 1939. And I thought, Mr. Neeson, if you could just say a few words before we cut the ribbon, that would be just great.
Well, I would say that this place was always a haven for literacy. And I would just like to mention that Mrs. Farron, who is Dorothy Hess, and Mr. Farron, who was the first principal here, are still alive in Albuquerque and still very much in the spirit of Winchester. So congratulations to you all on what is still a magnificent school. Congratulations to you and your staff for keeping it that way.
There's one more very important person to introduce, and her name is Mrs. Patricia DeSturco, our school librarian. Come on up here, Mrs. DeSturco. How about a nice gift for you? Mrs. DeSturco has done an amazing job getting our library ready, and I'd like for you to share a few words, if you could.
Okay, we are so happy and so excited. The children come into the library and go, wow! And that is the biggest compliment. And they find books that they didn't know we had because they can find them now. And it is just a wonderful, wonderful library. We're so happy.
You know, I think it's important to note, before we do the ribbon cutting also, the idea, you know, I was thinking just a moment ago, the kids in the background, and we see the video going here and so forth, and how will that come out on the television? Will that play good? Will people say, what's that noise in the background? I hope they do. And you know what, because it's appropriate that we have kids, and the sound of kids in the background, children learning, working together. Very appropriate setting. I don't know if it was planned this way, but it certainly has worked out very, very, very nicely. So, Mr. Graham.
Sure. It certainly is a day of Thanksgiving. We have a lot of thanks to share with the Board of Education and the taxpayers of West Seneca. And at this time, I'm going to ask the students of our Character Education Committee to step forward with Mr. Neeson and cut the ribbon on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I see you.
Do they get to keep the scissors, Mr. Graham?
As long as they don't run.
I collect the scissors. Very good. Thank you. Let's open the door.
Mrs. Dalbo, okay, would you help lead the way? That would be great.
Hey, welcome. Come on in.
The original library, built in 1939, is approximately 630 square feet. It contained 9,000 books for our school in 630 square feet of space. Luckily, when this building was built, it was built with the shelves built into the walls. So all 4 walls of this 630 square foot space has built-in shelves. So in one sense, that was ingenious at the time because they could, put, good 8,000 books on those shelves. But when, that was in 1939. Now, things are different, okay? Some of the major things that are different are we've moved from an industrial age to a knowledge-based economy. And with that said, we need to have more space in a library to do different things that are unique to this millennium. For example, in the background you can see that we have a smart board operating on the wall with a nice computer lab here for students to take their education into the new millennium.
Do you know how many kids are risking their health by eating unhealthy foods, stuffing themselves, and not getting any exercise?
Thank goodness. You got here just in time. Where's the problem? In there.
Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?
Here, try this. The original fast food.
Doctors know that our children need a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, high-fiber vegetarian foods to help them grow up healthy. Call for a free booklet or visit kidsgethealthy.org.
What we want is all the children to be able to come into the library and find a book they enjoy. It does not matter whether the child is a reluctant reader or a child who loves to read. There is a book and a genre that every child is going to hook onto and enjoy. And we want the children to understand the way the layout of the library is, to go to the section that they like, to be able to check out the books and find an area and curl up and enjoy that book. I also want the children to understand the Dewey Decimal System, so they know that when they're looking for a book on dogs, they go to 636.7. Or if they're looking for a book on poems, they go to 811. The children are practicing. We're having scavenger hunts where they get an index card and they have to find the book in the library. So they're getting more used to what all the different classifications are. And I said to them that once they go to any other school library in the entire country, all school libraries use the Dewey Decimal System. So they can walk into a brand new school library and go over to the 811 section and know that's where poetry is. And that's a big plus for children to know that they are kind of an ownership of any library that they walk into. They can figure out their way around in a very short period of time.
The route to a happy life hasn't changed ever. The route to a happy life, one of the principal things is to really receive and take is the better word, take a good education. Take the opportunities that you have to learn, because it is the foundation of your existence. It's your ticket to greater and better things. And so it is probably the most serious thing you can do as a kid or any person, is to take the opportunity you have here for good education and good character building.
When the school opened in '39, we came over from the Aurora Street School and marched over. So I was here from '39 when it opened until I graduated in '41. It's just a wonderful feeling. It just seems like coming home again. Of course, the school was much smaller when I went here, but my children went here, all 3 of them, and we really enjoyed the school.
The Labor Department has a statistic that says in 5 years, 80% of the jobs that will exist 5 years from now, in the year 2010, will be brand new jobs. Brand new, never even been created before. So that's all about developing our students for the future, making sure that they're capable of adapting to change, making sure they're literate, making sure that they're productive. And this room will provide all the tools, besides books, for those students. Technology is a major feature of this new library. 12 computers, a smart board, This will be a mecca, a place where students will integrate technology with learning to further their knowledge base.
A child who sees a library as a friendly place has a friend forever. There will hopefully be at least one library in any community they're going to live in. And they know that they can find just about anything they want, either on the computers or in a hard copy.
This is a tree that was never chopped down to make a crutch that was never needed by a child who never got polio, because vaccine was never in short supply, thanks to people whose compassion wasn't either. Over the years, Rotary Club members have helped immunize over 2 billion children against polio. Soon, the world will be polio-free. Rotary, humanity in motion.
Hi, I'm Sandy Marong. I'm a health teacher here at West Seneca West Senior. I also am a chairperson of the Wellness Committee. Our committee is comprised of mostly students, but we also have many teachers who are very active. Our main event is a wellness lock-in. Approximately 10 years ago, a group of students came with me. We went to East Senior and we discussed ways to get students more involved with school and drug-free activities. We came up with the idea of a wellness lock-in. The first lock-in had about 80 students, and we did projects here at school to help the school. It has branched out to be an activity night, and we have anywhere between 150 and 200 students every year, and this is our 9th year. Some of the activities that we have done in the past actually involve cleaning lockers, cleaning computer keys, painting on the wall, and we always do charity projects to help people in the community. This year we have added several other activities to make it more fitness-oriented. We have our annual volleyball tournament. We also have ping pong. We have capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial arts. We have demonstrations of that, plus instructions for the students. We have pop dance performed by our West Senior dance team. They also teach the students how to dance. First, we're doing a charity project. We are doing Christmas gifts and making Christmas gift tags and cards for some of the families here in West Seneca. At the end of the night, we celebrate with karaoke, with a live band, and plenty of food and lots of fun.
Hi, I'm Alicia Kozmycz, and I'm here with Ms. Mayback. What is this station all about?
This is the charity project portion of the evening. Every year the Wellness Committee does a charity project where they donate the gifts that the kids bring in as part of their donation. We are this year donating to a local West Seneca community, families in need, and Christmas presents geared towards 9 to 12-year-old boys and girls. And what the students are doing, as you can see in the background, is they're creating gift bags that the presents will actually go into to be donated.
How did you get involved with Wellness Lock-In?
Well, actually, this is my first year at West Senior, and I was trying to get involved in the school community, and Mrs. Marong is one of my lunch buddies, and she's in charge of this whole Wellness Committee and the Wellness Lock-In that she does every year, and it sounded like a really fun thing to do, and so far it has been, so.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Alicia Kozmycz here at West Seneca West, and I am here with Lauren, and she's here for the Wellness Lock-In. Are you having fun tonight?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite station here?
Everything's pretty fun, but I'm looking forward to the karaoke station.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Alicia Kozmycz, and I'm here with Morgan and Melissa. Are you guys having fun tonight?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite station here?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Alicia Kozmycz, and I'm here with Candace. Are you having fun tonight at the Lock-In?
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it, yes.
And what's your favorite station here?
I'd have to say volleyball or ping pong.
And why did you come to the Lock-In tonight?
Well, I'm part of the Wellness Committee, so I sort of had to be here, but I enjoy it, so it's okay.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Alicia Kozmycz here with Ms. Narita and Mr. Jeski. What was your role in the Wellness Lock-In?
Well, I was partly working with registration and tickets and also working with getting the food here for everybody when everything's done tonight.
Ms. Rita?
I was also helping collecting tickets and signing everyone in, and I'm also the leader for the team, green team.
And how did you get involved?
basically volunteer, just like a lot of things we have here in school. You need to volunteer and get involved.
Volunteer also. And are you having a good time tonight?
Absolutely.
Awesome time and a great turnout as well. Do you think this is good for the children?
Oh yes, we could actually, we have a lot now, but we always can use more because they're having a good time.
The stations are exciting. There's stuff that I didn't even know that existed, especially the capoeira, if I said that correctly. It was really a lot of fun. Nice, thank you.
Join us on a bike ride to raise money for the American Diabetes Association. It's called Tour de Cure. Become one of the extraordinary people who ride in Tour de Cure. Each mile you ride and every dollar you raise will help in the fight against diabetes. Join an enthusiastic group of men, women, and families all across the nation and help improve the lives of people affected by diabetes. You can make a difference by riding in Tour de Cure. Call today.
I'm Jessica Milligan here at Potters Road Elementary with the teachers. Now, Miss Steele, what have you done to get ready for this program?
Well, this has been a tradition that's been carried on for several years by some other third grade teachers, and we're just carrying on the tradition. And this time I was lucky to have a student teacher with me, Miss Sharp, and she was able to coordinate the event, make programs, get the parents involved, and help the children with their projects.
That sounds wonderful. Learn from participating in this event?
Well, we just wanted them to learn that there is fun in learning and that it's important to share your learning and your knowledge with family and friends and just celebrate in what you've learned.
Yes, definitely. Included in this event?
We invited the parents and then grandparents, any other community members that wanted to come and take part in the event.
Well, that must have been very nice. Goal of the butterfly tea?
The goal of the tea was just to celebrate the children's learning on the butterflies and their life cycles and the caterpillars, and then also just for a time for parents and community to come together to celebrate with the children.
Fly fast, walk, eat, happy, amazed, glad, beautiful, Maggie, Mariani. Butterflies, beautiful, cute, swooping, flying, hanging, anxious, great, scared, frightened, stunning, and restless. Butterfly, pretty, colorful, fly, eat, swoop, great, excited, wonderful, happy, gentle. Kayla Rooney. Butterflies, pretty, cute, eating, flying, moving, soft, tickled, lovely, happy, beautiful, Brianna, Ginger. You hang from a twig. Sleep now and change very soon. Caterpillar, caterpillar, you changed, you didn't die.
Right now, we'd like to release our butterflies outside. If you would like, you can join us outside. The children will be going outside. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
girls done to prepare for this?
We've been learning about caterpillars and learning their body parts and butterflies too.
That sounds interesting. How about you?
We were doing a butterfly coloring contest, and if you guys win, they could pick a partner to say the thing.
Oh, really? Did you guys have fun? Yeah. That's good. Girls, what are some of the things you've been doing to get ready for this?
We've been getting our butterflies ready, and we've been practicing our lines for the butterfly tea.
Yeah? How about you?
We've also been observing them with our notebooks and when they turn into the butterflies, then we just put them into the tank.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Were you guys happy about today?
Yes.
That's good. One of the parents. Now, what did you think when your daughter learned from this?
I think she gained experience in learning about the life cycle and how the life cycle evolves and that plants and animals continue to grow and develop throughout their life cycle.
That's a great learning experience.
I think so too.
So what do you think was the best part?
I think the best part was the educational value the children got of doing all the activities, and then to get to see their butterflies released out into the environment and become part of our world.
And it seemed like a fun learning experience.
I think they really enjoyed it.
Students done to prepare for the butterfly tea?
Several third grade students prepared for the butterfly tea by doing poems, learning about the different life cycle. They wrote about it, they talked about it, and my class in particular took the word butterflies and we made an acrostic poem in which we talked about every different aspect about the butterflies.
That sounds fun. Did they have fun?
Oh my goodness, my class had such a good time. They could not wait for this butterfly tea. The goal of the butterfly tea is for the parents to come and listen to the kids and see what the kids have done in the class, learning about caterpillars changing to the butterflies, and it's for the students to release their butterflies out into nature, because we only keep them for about a week and a half as adult butterflies, and then we let them go so they can, flourish in nature, but the kids can't wait to let them go, so that's the main goal, is to let their butterflies go.